Get yourselves together. What's going on, y'all? We live. We here. This is the Shady Show, the third episode. I got my family here. Know your roots, TEENA and Jay. Know your roots, top right hand corner. I got my man here, Stro. Stro, how many years in the armed forces? How many years in the army?
13 years.
13 years. 13 years. And we here to talk about domestic violence today. Gonna wait for everybody to get in here. Gonna wait for a few more people to get in here. Get the super chat rolling. Got you. So yeah, the topic is domestic violence. We got a video. We have a video that we wanted to speak on. We wanted to talk about the shooting death of Shakira McCautry and the increased gun violence against women, and how can we protect women? How can we protect our women? So that's what we want to do. We want to show a video courtesy of CBS Philly.
And opened fire on her as she stood alone on the 1300 block of West Wishart Street just after 11 p.m. One of the shooters.
Who and why? Philadelphia police hope they can answer that in the shooting death of a 27-year-old woman beloved by so many. They hope the answers come with newly released surveillance video showing the two men involved. The latest, Frank.
Well, Yuki, this whole neighborhood is still in shock and disbelief over this killing. This was a young woman who was very friendly and loved, and people just can't understand why anyone would target her. They also say she really seemed to have no enemies.
Every time I walk past her, I say, I miss you, Shakira. I love you, sis.
Nearly a month after Shakira McCautry was gunned down on the North Philadelphia street where she grew up, a large memorial still takes up the sidewalk, steps, and walls of a vacant home where her life was taken.
She got friends everywhere. So yeah, she was one of the nicest person I heard.
Tuesday, Philadelphia police released surveillance video that shows two men approach McCautry and open fire on her as she stood alone on the 1300 block of West Wishart Street just after 11 p.m. One of the shooters is wearing all black clothing, while the other has on a hoodie with a distinctive design and sweatpants with a dark stripe.
Who could do something like that? A person like that, like, you can see it, she don't bother nobody.
Julian Upchurch grew up with McCautry and considered her a big sister. Upchurch says McCautry was a role model, a 2011 Girard College graduate who was able to get out of their tough neighborhood and excel. Both Manor College and Cedar Crest College posted tributes on Facebook to McCautry, who played both basketball and soccer for the schools. Neighbors and friends just can't understand why the 27-year-old Pennsylvania Army National Guard member was targeted while home from Atlanta visiting her family.
She did a lot of stuff that most people wish they could do. And I said she was a leader. Right?
Wow. So I'm gonna open the floor up. First, I just want to say this. At this point in life, I've been up and down. I've been in situations with women where I've handled myself immaturely, and I've been in situations with women where I've handled myself maturely. And if anyone knows me and you take my word for gold, let me tell you this, man. The best route is just patience and just go the other way. The best route is patience and go the other way. But I want to open the floor to my guests, TEENA and Jay first. Let you guys speak on that, what we just witnessed, and let us know how you feel about the topic.
I think that topic and that image in itself is a very graphic and horrible image to have to see. And domestic violence in a whole is a real big problem. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you're dealing with emotions and dealing with relationships and stuff like that, people forget about everything. They forget about the consequences. They forget about, and that right there is a bad joint.
I'm hearing you.
I know for me, it's domestic violence is a little personal for me. Uh, my mom was a victim of domestic violence. I lost a very close friend to domestic violence. Um, she was shot in her head by her, by her husband and in front of her son. And I was 18 years old having to see this, and it was a lot. And to just watch that, it's like it's personal. It's personal.
Mhm.
It's very personal.
How you
I
feel
mean,
about that?
go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
No, just as a child, me witnessing it, and then for me to have to see, I can't imagine. I can't
Yeah,
imagine. And I've seen someone, who's deceased after being shot in the head and having to sit with that person afterwards. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
that's the other side of violence that people never see, right?
Yeah.
They rarely see. Stro, your comments, your thoughts,
Well, first of all, I usually don't even watch those videos.
right?
I don't watch them, and just think about it, they showed that on the news.
Right.
That's somebody's family member that they had to look on the news
Right.
and keep seeing them images over and over again. Like I usually don't even watch those videos. It took me so long to watch the Nipsey Hustle video, and then when I finally watched it, I was mad at myself. I could never get that image out of my head. I usually don't even watch them, man. So like you kind of caught me off guard with it. Not saying that's your fault, or nothing like that. Because you did say you got to show it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect the news to show it like that, even though they.
Yeah, but you know
Her
what?
out.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson. Next time, I'm gonna warn people that this is a graphic video. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. It's a
yeah.
lesson.
So I don't know, man. It's a serious topic. Like the sister said, it's definitely a serious topic. So that's why when I see us all going back and forth about this whole presidential thing,
Hmm.
I'm going at people like, yo, we got more serious stuff going on in our community that
Right.
the presidential office can't even address.
Right.
There's so much stuff going on in our community that ain't even gonna reach the Oval Office.
Right.
So that's why I was watching everybody going back and forth, talking about Trump and talking about all this other stuff, knowing that
Yeah, because we got things like this to deal with.
we got way serious problems. So even when the joint first jumped off, when the election started getting real hot, and I see black people going on crazy, getting mad because certain people were supporting Trump and all this other stuff, I was like, yo, we got way bigger stuff. That's before our numbers start jumping up like that.
Right.
The violence number in our city start jumping up. I'm like, yo, we got bigger fish to fry, man. We got bigger fish to fry, and whoever in that office, it don't even matter for real, for real.
Hmm.
It don't even really matter. But yeah, like, not to get off topic because I bounce around a lot, but
But it's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a serious topic. That and the older you get,
Is my screen going in and out?
no, it's cool.
Okay, because on my screen it's going in and out. But I do want to say, oh, we have comments. My apologies. Society has said they said I'm gonna take some comments to say before I give my opinion on it. Society is regressing in terms of moral and ethics. Thank you. Appreciate that, babe. Society is regressing in morals and ethics and things like that. I agree. Shooting death for Shakira. When I seen that, how I felt was, what could a female do in a man's world that would make two men, young men, converge on her in that way? You understand what I'm saying? When you listen to the tell of the tape, if you pay attention to the video, and I'm not here to be no detective or anything like that, but it didn't even look like she even seen them. It looked like her back was towards them. To see that, it hurt because I know I got family members out here that's females that may present themselves as a male. That's the lifestyle. That's the choice that they made in life, and to see that they could get them consequences, actually, not that say a male getting it is okay, but see that it's so easy for women to get it now, and it's just like it's no moral compass. Hey, Yanni. So I think the increased gun violence on women is a direct it has a direct connection to the breakdown of the familial structure. There's no way that men can keep pushing men out of the house like this. That's willing to hurt women like that. Something is going on inside these homes, whereas though you look up and you like, I could never, I couldn't imagine me and my friends making that decision. We're gonna kill her. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just on some street stuff, because you got women, they out here, they running around now. It's different. It's different times. I get that. But somewhere along the line, somebody's moral compass is all the way off when it comes to how to deal with them. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. That's how I feel on that topic. I do want to present some facts, and I'm gonna start doing this in my shows. Facts is this: domestic violence victims are 5 times more likely to be killed when their abuser has access to a gun. That's real, and it's not just women. It's not just women. It's men also that die due to domestic violence. Women get emotional just as much as men. Well, I wouldn't say just as much because I don't know statistics, but I'm saying in general, women get emotional just like men. The misconception is men don't get emotional. We do. We get very emotional. Sometimes those emotions in the hands of a person that's very temperamental, that's a chaotic blend. And then for that, the only thing you got is a recipe for disaster with a gun. So I want to present that fact. Any of y'all got anything on that?
Okay.
I mean, I want to talk about, because when that came up as far as the morals and ethics, and you ended up tapping me and said I always talk about that, right? And I feel like society is definitely throwing morals and ethics out the window. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to other countries, they look at us like, we a joke for as morals and ethics. But what I'm saying, and it's crazy because, we can see it with our youth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, it was like, I was wondering, the way that we was acting, how it was going to reflect on the youth. And you can see now, that the youth are desensitized to death. Just to put that on a screen like that, and on the news, we ain't used to have to see that. You feel what I'm saying? So kids that gotta watch the regular news, that see that, they desensitized to death. They think it's a game.
Right.
They think somebody gonna come back. You feel what I'm saying? Or they just don't care that much because they see death so much.
Right. It's like they don't understand the finality of it. Right. It's glamorized and glorified so much that, and it's fictionalized so much. If they see dead rappers on the ground, they get up and be like, yeah, I was portraying what would happen in my head. So they see these things. You're right. They become desensitized to these things, and they walk into danger, and they don't have the proper understanding of that danger.
Right.
And they do things to people, and they don't understand the finality of that either.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dang. How about that?
Yeah. I'm right now at this point, I'm really trying to figure out where we're going as a people right now. Like, I'm trying to get ahead of it.
Right.
But it was one time in the early 2000s when I was in the Army. I was stationed in Hawaii. I was so far away from Philly. My mind state wasn't even on Philly, but I kind of felt like a sellout being in the military. Shout out to my brother. He in here too. I was so far removed from Philly. I was in Hawaii. I'm cool, but I feel like a sellout because I feel like I'm giving them all with my community in shambles. So I said, I'm gonna take what I learned from the military, take what I learned from all these books I'm reading. I'm gonna bring it back to my community. So I got off of active duty and came back to North. Kind of got burnt out though. We had a lot going on that I wasn't even prepared for. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on that I wasn't prepared for. And that was 2005. And here we go right now. I don't know where we at with it, man. I'm kind of trying to put my thumb on a pulse, man. And I hate to be like the older people when rap first came out and blame it on the music. But we gotta listen to it, man. Just like you want to know what your woman going through. Listen to what she listening to. She keep playing certain songs over and over again. Like, how you feel? Man, I don't know, man. I'm not really. You can't put it all on the rap. You can't put it all on the music, man. But
Yeah. So you
there's
saying we
no balance right now.
yeah, yeah, as a whole. As a whole.
Yeah, there's no balance.
Yeah, as a whole, pardon me. My computer is acting up. I don't know what's going on. If it's not clicking off to you guys.
Then just click. I saw something, but it's fine now.
Okay, all right, it's cool. I'll deal with that. We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that. No problem. We adjust, right?
Like Johnny said, like music does contribute. Everything really contributes.
Yeah, everything contributes. The environment, the music that a person is watching, listening to, the visual content that a person is seeing, the audio that a person is taking in, the emotions that a person is absorbing. Because you could be around people and you could be an empathetic person and you could be a sponge. What does a sponge do? It absorbs everything from everywhere. It absorbs all the fluid from everywhere else. You got to make sure that you're not taking in so much of somebody else's stuff that you can't absorb your own. Get what I'm saying?
Hey,
You got to
my
make
man
sure you
Fred,
ain't taking that much up.
my man, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but my man Fred E. Mack said,
Freddie Mac.
my man Freddie Mac said, "Why we ain't blaming the music of the video game?"
I am. Oh, he must have. See, he got that. He got that. He must have said that at the same time as I was saying. It's all about the intake of what you take in, audio and visual. It's all about the energy you take in, basically. It's all about that. You get what I'm saying? It's all about that. If you have a child and your child only plays NBA 2K, your child only plays athletic games, your child only goes out and does athletic things, more than likely your child gonna be an athlete or in the company of athletes when that child grows up, or carry him or herself like an athlete. So if you got a child that's sitting around watching gangster movies, playing gangster games, listen to gangster music, more than likely your child is going to be a gangster or going to be comfortable in the company of gangsters, at least.
Freddie Mac, my bad. You and I know nobody ain't playing GTA before they go do something. Ain't nobody like, oh, let me put this GTA on real fast before I go do this.
But then that's one way to look at it. That's
music on with the young boys sitting there, drill me. You put that on. You get it on when you go do what you gotta do.
That's one way to look at it. But I will tell you this, and there's no disrespect to the armed forces, right? The adrenaline that go in my body as I sit on that game and I play Call of Duty for hours, I know somewhere if that adrenaline was transferred to you, you'll be like, Shady, I felt that before. It's real. Because these games is designed mechanically. These games is designed to be as addictive and realistic as possible. So the feelings that I'm feeling is the same feelings that you may feel, or some of the feelings that you may feel on it if you was on a mission or if you was on tour. You understand what I'm saying? So somehow, some way, that has to have long-term effects on a person that plays the game every day. 4 hours a day, every day, for a year. I'm killing people.
In the comfort of your own home, though.
Yeah, but mentally, what does that do for the erosion? Like, where you don't think that bring about erosion between, reality and fantasy?
I'm not really sure. I did the Call of Duty thing for a real small time, and
Right.
I don't really think it equate. It probably do something to you, but I don't think it equate.
It's a rush. It might not equate in the sense
it's
of
more muscle memory. Everything be muscle memory.
Yeah, it's more so. I'm saying it more so desensitizes you to killing.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That them type of games, them shooter games, it's scientifically proven that they desensitize people to killing. Nobody plays them games and feel afterwards like, hey, life is more important. Believe me, when you get off that game, you be thinking about getting a P90, man. Assault rifle, some shit like that.
I think
was addicted to those games at one time too. I had to slow it down.
Right. I'm listening to you.
I'm thinking that it's that's your intake of energy, period. So your what you see, what you lay your eyes on, what you may hear, what you intake in your body as far as what you eat. The people you have around you. Like you said, you hear your girlfriends or one of your mans might have something to say, and it's a whole bunch of negative energy. Like, you gonna take that energy, and you taking some of that energy off of them.
Right.
you taking it off them. So you have to be
Right.
mindful of what you take in. Like
Right.
it's definitely a lot of energy, bad energy going on.
Facts. So I'm gonna point everybody down to the ticker. This is another fact right here. The majority of gun deaths are suicides in America. The majority of gun deaths are suicides, while a third are homicides. Did y'all know that?
I didn't know that.
The majority of gun deaths are suicides. So I want to take this time to say this. If you have somebody in your life that's battling with depression or any type of mental health issues, make sure you check on them. Make sure you check on them. Double check on them. You understand what I'm saying? Don't smother them, but make sure you do what you can do to let them know that they love.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And if you see signs of anything, out of the regular, let somebody know, because you could be saving somebody's life. It's just majority of the guns death are suicides in America, and a third are homicides. So let's just keep that in mind. Any one of y'all want to touch on that?
I'm good on
So-
that.
I mean, you already basically said it, but definitely got to check on your folks.
Yeah.
Because they are fighting struggles that you have no idea about. Just because they smiling, just because people living good, you have no idea what they're going through. So you definitely touched on that. And
Right.
in the Black community, we definitely need to talk about that way a lot more.
Facts.
So, Black mental health.
All right.
You for posting that Black Man Hill on your page. I
Uh-huh.
would know with them. That's a good company there.
Right.
Black Man Hill. They give out 8 free sessions. So
Oh,
everybody go look them up. They got an IG.
right. For sure. Well, go ahead, T and J. Y'all can take the ticket. Y'all can read the next fact.
All right. So Black men make up 52% of all gun homicide victims in the U.S. And it says despite compromising less than 7% of the population. You think?
No, I know that's a fact. It's like I'm gonna get y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna cite the sources. I cited Gifford, GIFFORD.com. It's a gun violence. It's a gun violence website and movement. They fight against gun violence in America and things like that. So that's where I'm citing. That's where I'm getting my facts from. As far as the facts on domestic violence and gun violence in America. You guys could go in there and find out individual statistics for your own state, and nationwide. So y'all can do that. But for me, Black men make up 52% of all gun homicide victims in the U.S., despite comprising less than 7% of the population. If you understand that, that's like saying this: we have 100 people and 7 people there are Black, and out of them 7 people, out of them 7 people, out of them 100 people, 7 people died. Out of them 7 people, 3.5 of them were Black. You can say 3.5, but y'all know it's a whole person. 3 or 4 of them people was Black. So out of 100 people getting killed, there's only 7 people that's Black. And then out of that, 50% of the homicides is, because you got to go by the 50% of the 7. 50% of them homicides is Black people.
That's crazy.
Them statistics is crazy.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, when you tenfold that, you look at it as if we got 1,000 people in the room, and if we got 1,000 people in the room, and 700 of them are Black, that means 350 Black people ready to die. You understand what I'm saying? Them some startling statistics. I'm not even gonna lie. They depressing. Stro, I'm gonna give it to you, man. Talk.
Yo, man, I had the perfect person you could have tagged them, man. My man out DC, Parker, man.
But I got you. I got you.
Shout out my man George.
Shout out George, the sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Shout out to George, the sneakerhead.
Yo, man, the numbers are crazy, man. And I hate always just talking about the problem, man.
No,
Something
talk.
on the line, the solution guy come in.
Yeah, talk about the let's think what you think can happen. Let's think some of the things. Let's talk about some of the steps that you think we can take as individuals to fix the problem as a whole.
You gotta take care of your own family first, man.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
You gotta take care of your own family. We know who. I mean, especially if you got little cousins and everything else. First take care of your household. That's where it starts at. Everything
Right,
starts in the household. I got a
right,
17-year-old. I know exactly where he at. Right, he upstairs right now. He
right,
probably playing one of them games you're talking about though.
right,
In the house,
right,
he ain't tearing nothing up.
right.
So that's where it started. Everybody gotta take care of their own, man. You
Yeah,
can't be out here trying to fix something and your shit in shambles. You
right.
can't pour from an empty cup, as they say.
Exactly.
So yeah, we gotta handle our business, man. We got accountability.
That part. T, J.
Accountability.
I think it starts at home, definitely. I mean, I'm a mom of 6, and
Right,
I was the only child, and I can't tolerate disrespect from children. So I'm one of those people their kids may not respect their own parent, but they respect me. I just feel like it starts at home.
mm-hmm.
You're not your child's friend. I'm here to raise you to be a productive role in society. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
Give you all the tools you need. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, once they go out on their own, it's on them. But you got to instill it at home. Like, it starts at home, and I feel like a lot of these. I'm just going to speak on what I see. I think there are a lot of people having children and not caring.
Right,
I was the black sheep. I was the one that had a bunch of kids.
right.
At the end of the day, I take care of my children. And I feel like people aren't raising their
I
children.
think that's a good thing, though. A bunch of kids, I think that's a good
I
thing,
love
especially when a family can take care of those kids. I think that's a great thing.
And you have to teach them, morals, and teach them ethics, and what's right and what's wrong. When it's okay if you're wrong, you learn from it. You know what I mean? You correct them. But some, they just let their kids run wild, and it's like, I've seen it. And I'm somebody, I didn't grow up in the city. You know what I
Right.
mean? I didn't grow up in the city. I moved into the city when I was, in my 20s, and it was a culture shock for me. I grew
Mm-hmm.
up in Mount Laurel and growing in Cherokee. I was only black in my class. So for
Right.
me, I lost my mother at a young age, so I had to fend for myself. So
Right.
I was put in a situation. This is what I could afford, and I just had to adapt. And
Mm-hmm.
here I am today. 15 years later, I'm with somebody who grew up in a total different environment than me. So he saw things differently than than what I had to see.
Right.
And now I see things, and I look at it like I want to help. That's why I have, we did the business, because it's like I want to help my community. And that's my
Mm-hmm.
community, because when I needed, they helped me. You know what I mean? It raised me.
Mm-hmm.
For real, I was 18 out there, 19. So it's like it raised me.
Right. 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 No, that's dope, though. Jay, what's up, man?
Now look, we was talking about.
I know you got some. I see you thinking.
Listen,
I see you thinking, bro.
right, listen.
Okay.
So, Jag, we was talking about the homicide. I believe that it's sad to say it became part of our culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Far as when we could go back to the music, to, you feel what I'm saying, where we eat, far as our living. You feel what I'm saying? And it shows. You feel what I'm saying? Because like I said, some people think it's cool to really go out here and smoke some more.
Right.
A lot, and and we can't keep blaming it on the youth, because I was a youth at one point in time. It's a disconnect between us and the youth. We got to hold some of that burden. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's our job to lead them. You know what I mean? So we can't keep saying, oh, it's the youth, because they're gonna start being like, oh, hey, get the F out of here, man.
Yeah, like you keep blaming everything on us.
Right, and that's how it is now. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, and it's part, like I said, it's sad to say, but it's part of the culture. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if somebody do something to your family and in our community, you gonna go do something to their family.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? It's part of the culture.
Right.
And I think I end up I might, it was Nipsey Hussle. He was talking about how people interpret disrespect. And I think that's a big thing with us as a community, how we end up processing disrespect.
Right.
Process different. A nigga could say whatever you want to. You could walk away, and then you could kill him and throw your life away, and throw him away in the same breath.
Right.
I mean, so we got to smarten up.
Right.
I mean, and if not, we're gonna have more of this, and the numbers gonna go up, and it's gonna just get crazy and crazy.
Right. No, that's how I feel about it. How I feel about it in a nutshell is when you sit back and you say to yourself, how are we letting ourselves be in the majority of the people that's getting killed? Why is it continuously happening? And the thing is, in conjunction with y'all said about it being a problem starting in the homes, I want to say this. That's the problem. Okay, so we trying to come with solutions too. So I feel like the solution to that is to start teaching yourself. Learn first yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Learn yourself self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Learn self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if you can learn self-worth, then you'll put a different value on other people also. You'll look at people different. You'll start valuing people different. When you put such a value on yourself, you will demand that respect and you will demand that value and you will hold people at their value too. Right? So learn so you can manifest those teachings in yourself, and then you can pass those on to your child the same way you want to teach on pass on cooking or playing ball or whatever type of thing you want to live through your child's life. Pass on self-love. Teach your child how to love themselves, period. The child might not understand nothing you saying. My daughter don't be understanding nothing, it seems like. But I hope when she get older, it's just gonna click like that. My son, he be like, yes, yes, but it's gonna click. I know it's gonna click. It's gonna hit him like a ton of bricks 10 years from now. So we identified the problem. The problem is people not preparing themselves and their families before they walk out the door to deal with other people with respect and value. Therefore, we seeing these incidents with each other. Nobody's holding each other accountable. Like Stro said, nobody's holding themselves accountable. And now we got a wild, wild west situation where the value of life just went down like the stock market. So that's how I feel. We just need to do that. I want to speak on this ticker that's down there. Say women in the United States are 21 times more likely to be killed with a gun than women in other high income countries. Why is that?
We got a lot more firearms over here.
About to say yes.
We got a lot more firearms over there.
Do we?
Yeah, we got a lot more firearms over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole gun culture over here.
Yeah, we got the laxest in the world, right? We got the laxest gun laws in the whole world, right?
I'm not sure about that.
I think in the whole world. I think I checked that today.
But I'm saying
I think
that's not even all that, because you have some places where they open carrying AKs and people don't get killed as much as they do here.
Right.
So we can't even say that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's because we neck to neck with aggressive situations every day?
I think as people may feel like like they need them for protection. Like, I mean, I'm gonna say that people do need them for protection. Like, and it's a shame, but I mean, I think that people should be responsible when it comes down to having guns. That's another thing. But
you know how much more aggressive the people are who live in like concrete jungles when you ain't surrounded by grass and trees and stuff like that.
Yeah, how about that?
When we living on top of each other, that's why everybody in the Northeast so aggressive.
Right.
Over down south, people start speaking to you like they ain't that more aggressive than us because we all on top of each other. That stuff do something to the psyche too.
Right.
Not seeing no grass, not seeing no trees, no flowers.
Right.
That affect you. They got studies. Say you die earlier.
You're right.
Not being around nature like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All that's a factor, man.
Yeah, all that stuff factor in. Peace of mind. You understand what I'm saying? Peace of mind. So I'm gonna take a comment. It say these youngest old don't know how to fight. So a gun. Oh, these youngest don't know how to fight. So a gun is easy. It's an easy cop out. I don't really think it's so much about fighting. If you're older and you're talking about a young and not know how to fight, then you may be a part of the problem knowingly or unknowingly. Because what you should say, these young guys do not know how to communicate with one another. So it leads to fights and guns. Fighting and guns is the easy cop out.
Mm-hmm.
Communicating with somebody and accepting the fact that they have a different opinion and living with that is the hard part. Learning to have a difference of opinion and go the other way. That's the hard part. The fighting, that's easy. Especially for a person that know how to fight. Oh, he could be wrong all day. He gonna go fisticuff with you. Cause he right at that point.
They usually do.
So I want people to stick that in their head before you bring the gloves or the guns, bring the conversation. And before you after the conversation, if that doesn't solve, bring the separation. Mm-hmm. Violence should be used as the means for protection.
Right.
Where violence is used in the means where is in the absence where anything else, nothing else can work, and you're in danger or someone else is in danger. Violence shouldn't be used as a means to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes boxing. For the sake of settling an argument. If you can't settle that argument between my 13-year-old, bring it to me. Because I'm 35 and I'm going to figure it out. Don't put no gloves on my babies. You know what I mean? I'm hit the neck. Huh?
For sure.
Ain't no doubt, man. We want to talk about this double standard, right? Because predominantly we talking about, men and what men do to women, right? So I don't know if you guys caught the news, but R&B singer Anne Marie, she was arrested for allegedly shooting her boyfriend in the head. And this type of behavior from a woman exhibited through anger is like stereotypically accepted. It's like acceptable it's scary because it's acceptable for a woman to be upset enough to tell you or act like or actually kill you. In a scary way in society. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but when a woman gets like that, sometimes men are attracted to that. They think that's love. And sometimes when a man like that, a woman think that's love. But the double standard I'm talking about here today is how much, where's the boundary with women? What do they need to know? I'm gonna drop it right on you, T. And I'm 420 friendly. You don't mind, do you now?
No.
All right.
You do that to me, dog.
This is look. He's smiling because
I got my own PTSD, brother.
I think that women, I don't know, they don't have no self-love. Like it's like, I don't know, you gotta have, and I can only speak on my own personal experiences, and I don't know. Women are, I'm noticing that more women they want to fight, whether they with men or women. I mean, if there could be a gay relationship out, and this I'm going to speak on something I've seen with a relationship that was he said it's in the food.
It's in the food.
It is. It's in the chemicals on everything. We believe all that, but
talk to us.
It's. Go ahead. He's saying it's in the food. It's
talk.
I believe that the food got steroids and stuff like that, and we know that steroids make people aggressive. When we used to watch these movies back when we was kids, and they talked about doing steroids, and they talked about the side effects. It was the guy. Huh?
Yo, I fuck around, throw all that shit out in the refrigerator. Is you serious?
He knew that, man.
No, you right. I didn't even think about it like that. I'm serious. Steroids make people aggressive. It's steroids in the food.
Right, it's in the food, dog. And that's why we look, and they pump that food on us.
They put it into the meat that we eat. Like it's.
You feel what I'm saying? So now we walking around super aggressive when we on top of each other, like the brother said. You feel what I'm saying? We know from studies from that we on top each other. You feel what I'm saying? And to go back to topic with her is she got access to a gun. Females were always emotional, right?
Right.
And have access to hammers back then, right? So you wouldn't hear about women stabbing dudes back then, right? Now the access to the gun, the women get the gun like the men get the gun. Now they taking it a step further than stabbing and they smoking it too. You feel what I'm saying? But the women definitely are more emotional, and I think lashed out on were physical, but it wasn't just to this extent. Point, well, to the celebrity extent, I guess.
You got anything on that, Tro?
Like the sister already touched on. Another factor that we won't really ever even talk about or even call it domestic violence is when it's two women in a relationship, and that thing, like one of them go off on them.
Oh, they be rumbling hard, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Hey,
no fingers.
Let's talk. Yeah, I ain't gonna point no fingers. I don't want to offend the LGBTQ community, right?
You got all the letters?
Did I?
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ?
Yes.
All right. I don't want to I'm not feeling. I ain't scared of y'all.
You right?
But I ain't trying to offend nobody. But nah, that is an overlooked thing. Domestic violence in the LGBTQ community. When we see that, because societies, because of the stereotypes and because of the taboo, the things that's taboo and all the things that's on us already, our perceptions and our misconceptions, when we see them going through things, we kind of leave them to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And they go through things too, even though their relationship structure in itself isn't a conventional relationship structure. Somewhere along the lines, things cross, meaning like it's similarities, like paying the bills, the matriarch or the patriarch structure, whatever the case may be, and they share similarities. They argue, they share happy times, they share sad times. They human too, right? So when it come down to it, it is, now that you say that, it is common for me to see transsexual or bisexual, or I mean not bisexual women. Is or what? How you say it? They would be what? They'd be homosexual women, right?
A lesbian.
Lesbians.
Okay, that's where we go. That's why I got co-hosts, right? Because I don't be in their business. I don't be in their business.
It's all right.
I mean, they got their own thing going on. That's their thing. So it is common for me to see lesbians arguing and one of them being aggressive and me for to look the other way because it's two females.
Yes. And I've seen that. I've seen where, yes, one is, and I'm going to say a lot of times, and I'm going to just speak on it. I feel like women that like to dress like men, and they're walking around and they're acting like men, but
right.
You're still a woman at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? And I think that they're forgetting that. And it's okay to be who you are, but you can't go up against a man and you're a woman. Not saying a woman can beat a man, because I know that there are some, but I'm just saying it just, in reality, you get what I'm saying? You're a woman at the end of the day, and be mindful of that, because now you have men that are looking at you like you a man because you acting like one.
And they don't want to take a loss, because that's going to be harder than taking a loss from a man.
So then they get, the physical, then they get physical and they're emotional. They're women. We're already emotional as women. So two women in the house, like, there's no balance. I'm like, the emotions are just kind of hard for me. I mean, and I also know a lesbian relationship that is like amazing. You get what I'm saying? But they balance each other out. So I don't know. It's in the food.
It's in the food.
It's in the food. I'm gonna go back to that. It's in the food. It's in the food.
No, I got it.
It's in the weed too.
Huh?
Some people say it's in the weed too.
Some people say that.
The weed from the earth. The weed from the earth.
You said the weed from the earth?
Yeah.
Crack from the earth too.
No, it's processed.
It's processed.
It's processed. It's processed. It ran through a chemical process. Hey man, you ain't gonna make me. I'm 420 friendly. So is my mother.
I'm just mad because I can't smoke because my job.
But listen, I tell you one thing: you can enjoy my smile. Nah, you guys listen. Listen, check this out. Y'all crazy, man. Look, hey, pride. Okay, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, pride. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? But we're gonna sit here and go to this next topic. Let's talk about it. A Boogie with the hoodie arrested with a weapon. What's the solution for our black celebrities that have to be in the public and be in danger?
Yo, man, I'm sorry, they got to swallow their pride. They might have to get armed security, man. You might got to swallow your pride, get armed security, man.
Is that a pride thing, though?
That is a pride thing. You from the streets. You supposed to protect yourself. Now you rolling around with a bodyguard.
Right.
It's a pride thing. Remember, how many tracks you heard somebody say I'm rolling around with no security? It's a pride thing.
As soon as I get my bodyguards, I'm rapping about it. I just want to let y'all know, as soon as I make enough money to need a bodyguard or to get a bodyguard, I'm going to get the bodyguard irregardless. You understand what I'm saying? He's there to guard my body. I'm letting you know this. I don't want no trouble. I'm going to keep preaching this. I don't want no trouble. But I am getting a bodyguard. I just want to let you know that now. So when you see me on 15th and York, I won't be there to put nobody in danger, but I will be there, and it will be with a bodyguard. I just want to let you know that. Shout out to everybody who have bodyguards. You protect your investment. You are the most important investment that God ever gave you. You understand what I'm saying? You protect your investment. To all the artists out there, when you hit a certain level, get that bodyguard. Get that bodyguard, because we putting ourselves in lose-lose situations.
Yeah. 50 showed you that. Remember, 50 was the first one to show you, like, yeah, I spent $100,000 on my security detail. He was the first one to put it out there like that.
Right.
He kind of should have followed his lead.
Yeah, I'm getting bodyguards. How about you, Jay? Talk about the bodyguard, Jay.
My man Phil.
The whole thing, no, I'm gonna go to the whole topic in itself, right? I believe that these rappers right now is getting targeted, right? Because I believe, reading the story, I believe a security got arrested too. So if security getting booked too.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And you license, they targeting them dudes, period. You feel what I'm saying? I believe for saying these dudes getting picked off and all that, even if you got security and you getting booked, what can you do? You feel what I'm saying? You always, my whole thing, it might be just you, it might not even be an official security. It might be just somebody you got with you because you're a rapper to carry, that's licensed to carry.
Right.
We know ain't nobody going nowhere lacking.
Right. Do you think a real live security situation at that club and with those parties, do you think security could have stopped those? Could have been should have been a preventive measure used to stop what was going on at that club with King Von? Even if it couldn't have stopped it, why is nobody not talking about the lack of security? The lack of security present on all angles.
Right. I think I don't want to blame. I could say that they could have stopped it, but I'm gonna say that escalated fast.
Right.
Nobody expect, because I didn't realize that he was the celebrity that ran up, because it's always somebody around him that's going to do that. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
See him run out and just jump right in the fire just like that. It was like security ain't had no chance to really get in there too much. You feel what I'm saying? And when they did, the damage was already done. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta like, stay behind security and let them do their job too.
Right, facts.
You can't be running past security. Them dudes that talk all this shit in the world behind security, but won't go past them.
Right.
If you get past them, then that ain't the security job.
And Quando was good for that. I seen that a couple times with him. I seen him, talking crazy a couple times and rumbling and running behind security and things like that. Right. So, just from my experience of watching him, he always had an understanding of the danger he could be in, because he either with security or he with his homies and they was ready. You understand what I'm saying? I want people to understand the finality of death. The Shady Show podcast is about deriving the positives out of the negatives. If we talk about a negative, we only talking about a negative so we can see what positive we could take from that. We here to learn from other people's lessons as well as our own. I want to see what can come out of this. I want to see what can come out of this more than Quando Rondo getting killed. Because that's what the world is like. I couldn't imagine being him right now. Even though he's smiling, I know that look in his face. I know that look when you feel like the world is against you. I know he getting DMs and he waking up and that stuff torturing him. You understand what I'm saying? That stuff killing him. You waking up to 10,000 DMs talking about, wishing bad harm and bad energy on you. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got to think about the finality of these things. We, as a people, have to think about the finality of things before we go through it. We got to play the tape all the way out. Tro, when you run it, oh, excuse
No,
me.
you can go ahead. You can go ahead. No, you got it.
When you put yourself in a situation, when you was over and you had to make a determination.
You can go on the first one. You can go on the first one. I can use that. You know what I'm saying? I work for the city. I'm a fireman.
Okay. All right. When you going into a house, right? When you get a call and you guys got to go into a house. Tro's a fireman, right? And you got to go into the house. Before you run into the house, didn't you visually play it all out in your head, all different scenarios? Unconsciously, you play it all out.
Fam, sometimes no, you can't see nothing when you go. You can't see nothing when you go in there.
Right.
Imagine going into somebody's house you ain't never been into, all the lights off. You can't see nothing in there. There's so much black smoke in there. You crawling around.
No, I ain't talking about in that sense. No. Even if you can't see, I'm talking about before when you getting out that truck, before you going in that house, you're not visualizing that house. They didn't brief you guys. This is a 3-bedroom house. It's this. It's that. They give you guys the situation. We got 2 people upstairs. Possible.
Not all the time.
Yeah, but when they do, right? When you know the situation, right? And you got information in front of you that you can use. Don't you run it through your head? You process it in the way that you say these things can happen. Okay, that's how you face your fears and go in, right?
I ain't gonna lie to you. It all happened so fast, man.
Right. You never probably even thought about that process, right?
And I'm not gonna lie to you. We so brainwashed. It happened so fast. You know what I'm saying? Other people. That's why you got a supervisor there. They supposed to run through all those situations. You just supposed to have balls to go put the fire out.
Right.
Your lieutenant to be the one like, all right, it's a 3-story when we first get there. All right, it's a 3-story. Because you don't know where the fire. You gotta find the fire half the time. Most of the time you gotta find the fire. You don't know where it's at.
Right.
Every fire is different.
Okay, so I guess the point that I'm trying to make is when you find yourself in the point in life before you make a decision, a lot of times you get a chance to think whether you know it or not. You do get a chance to think. And when you think, you play out all different variables in your head, whether you know that or not. And you go with the best situation. When people got
you're making, my bad. In that situation, the only decision you're making is, am I going there or am I not?
Right.
That's the decision you got. Yeah, you can't say, oh, it's the steps over here. The only thing you can say is, am I going there or I'm not? Am I going to do my job or I'm going to be a coward? That's the only decision you're making.
Dang.
And once you get there, it is.
That's a scary sight. That's fight or flight at its best right there. That's the definition of fight or flight right there.
Am I going there or I'm not? And some people just, I'm not going in there.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say about this situation, what I'm trying to say to the people is play the tape out before you make a decision, because that decision that you make for 5 minutes could cost you 5 centuries or a lifetime. You know what I mean? I did something in 3 minutes. 3 minutes, I woke up, I did something, and that 3 minutes cost me about 16 years of my life. So the trade-off was nowhere near equal is what I'm trying to say. Play the tape out before you run into perilous situations. And salute to you, Tro, for definitely serving in the armed forces, for definitely fighting for the freedoms that we enjoy here, even religious freedoms that people differ about on a daily basis. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you for that, and thank you for continuing to serve our people by continuously putting your life on the line for our people. And what I mean by our people is people that's like-minded and positive, as well as our own color. You understand what I'm saying?
Appreciate
so,
brother.
I want to tell you that. I will say this because we coming up on the hour mark. We got 7 minutes, right? And I'm a leave the floor open. I want to give room to TEENA and Jay to drop something, and I want to give room to Tro to drop something. I'm gonna leave the floor open for you guys. And you guys, I want you guys to talk about know your roots. Tell the people.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with saying that Know Your Roots is a Black-owned company. Started by me and my wife here.
Over a year and a half, almost a year and a half.
Right? Yep. So we started out selling sea moss. And we realized when doing the research and taking the sea moss, we started getting into the other herbs and stuff that's good for the body. And we wanted to give this to the people. The way we were feeling, we were in a different space. And that's why I was talking about the food and what we eat and what we take in. You feel what I'm saying? Because it wasn't cool to be healthy. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't cool to be healthy. Well, now it's kind of starting to be a little bit cool because you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a fad. It's like a fad to be healthy now, but back then it wasn't cool.
But with us, it's a lifestyle, though. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's a whole movement. So, we just want to get the nutrition out to the people, man. You feel what I'm saying? The healthy way of living out to the people, man. You feel what I'm saying? Because we've been living wrong for so long. You know what I mean? And if I did it, then, and it helped me, then I know it'll help somebody else. If it helped one other person, then I'm happy with that.
Right.
But we helping a lot of different people, so,
But wait, let me ask you this. What started y'all? Where can people find your product?
So we're on Instagram at Know Your Roots, KNOWYAROOTZ. Our website is knowyourrootsllc.com. I come into the city. I live outside of Pennsylvania. I'm in Maryland, and I come to the city 4 or 5 times a week, deliveries, and I deliver to people's homes. People need help blending. I educate. If you got to call me at 3 a.m. because you just don't know what to do, you call me. Like, I'm just always available. So, yeah.
So let's talk about this sea moss and these herbs and these spices and all that type of stuff. Talk about some of the products you guys got so that the people can know, so they can go visit that website. That's www.knowyourrootsllc.com.
Yep. We carry, we wholesale and retail raw sea moss. I now wholesale and retail the gel. So I have them in different places in different states. We carry capsules with different herbs. With people who can't take the gel, we got the sea moss capsules. If you don't like, different tasted things like elderberry, I got the capsules. We got soap. We got toothpaste. Sour sop. I mean, it's a bunch of products. Elderberry syrup, tea bags. We got raw elderberries. I mean, I do it all. I do it all.
All natural health and wellness.
What y'all got? Y'all got that maca root, and what else? What is it?
Maca root, tongue gate, and yohimbe. We call it the backbreaker.
Right.
It's for the fellas.
Right. It works.
Honey for the fellas. We got the
works
for the females in case you want to get a little libido for your man and stuff.
It works.
Yes. I send my packages out.
Tell them about the Shady box.
Yeah. Yes, the Shady box is available still on the website. Yes, we call it. It's like a power kit.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
We had to get Shady together, so we had to send him in. We just kind of gathered it, and so everything I put in his box, that was the Shady box.
Right.
I'm down 40 pounds.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And listen, I want to say this real quick. So I was taking sea moss. I didn't know I was taking sea moss because I was going to work, and he was putting it in my smoothies. And I was 300 pounds, and I was like losing weight, and it was coming down. And everybody's telling me, "Oh, you're losing weight." And then I said, "You know what? I'm gonna leave my job," and I left my job, and here I am.
Yep.
The sea moss lady. Y'all make sure y'all check in and get with her. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, it's energy, man. It's the energy. It's the energy
for sure.
Yes, sir. Tro, man, tap in, man. Tell us something about firefighters that we don't know, man. Talk to us, man, from a point of view that we don't see, man. Give us some information.
My bad. Let me spin it on something else, man. I think we gotta start promoting healing in the community. Healing. We all need it.
Yes.
We all need it. We all suffer from some type of trauma. We all suffer from a lot of stuff. We gotta promote healing. And even it's the spinning on the firefighter thing. I gotta tell them that too. Yo, we see a lot of crazy stuff.
Wow.
Not even just that. Me being from North, me working in the prison.
Wow.
Me, being in the army. You see I've seen a lot. I can write some crazy books. You gotta heal from that stuff, man. Some images don't leave you.
Right, they don't.
You see some crazy stuff, them images don't leave.
Yeah, you stuck with them.
Yeah, so therapy, separating yourself from people that take you to certain levels, triggers, and all that other stuff. We got to promote healing in the community, man.
Let me tell you how monumental you being on here is, Stro. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna share this with y'all. Growing up, my neighborhood and Tro neighborhood, we went to the same high school, grads, right? And we wasn't enemies by blood or nothing like that, just by proximity, by mere location. The fact they were from where they from, and we were from where we from. And I used to fight all his younger guys, right? Because I'm younger than them, right? We used to all fight, but we end up going to jails and end up seeing each other and being away from our neighborhood and understanding that we was closer than we really thought because we way far away from everybody else in this joint. You know, so we end up start pulling together, you know, and I start growing up and I start watching them. I watch Grandpa play, had the kids with the football and stuff like that. Me and George was in jail. I watched George come home and not go back and live his life straight. And I ran into Tro while I was in jail, right? Me and Tro was in jail together, and
I wasn't in jail.
hold on, let me talk. The dynamics was different. Me and Tro was in jail together. He was a correctional officer, and I was the inmate.
He said, "Hold on, I wasn't in jail."
He was a correctional officer, and I was an inmate. And you know how he treated me? He treated me fair.
That's what's up.
He treated me fair, and based off that fairness that he treated me, even though I was on one side of the law and he was on the other side of the law, because he treated me fair as a free man, when we were able to connect and I was able to see him and be able to talk to him and deal with him, I was able to deal with him as a human being, and that allows the extension and it bridges a gap between me and my past without them even knowing that, because of how he loved them and how I have to see them because that's how he see them also. So it's all about connecting, and you never know what door opens to the next door. You understand what I'm saying? I want to thank you all for coming out here. We passed our hour mark. We made our mission. I appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all visit www.knowyourrootsllc.com. Make sure you guys visit www.theshadyshow.com. Support the merchandise. Support Black-owned business. Make sure you guys get with my brother Tro. Send him all the encouragement in the world to go out here and fight for us every day. He putting his life on the line. You never know. He might have to jump out at your house. It's Christmas time. It's holiday time. Be safe. This is when things happen the most. This is when people get careless. Keep your kids safe. Make sure your appliances is unplugged. Everything. Do what you need to do. Please, you guys. All right? Peace out.